Schools around the world are moving to ban cell phones, and the idea is pretty popular among parents, educators and governments. But new research out of Western Sydney University has found that banning cell phones had no impact on students' academic performance in the short or long term, and it didn't reduce bullying. It found there could actually be benefits to letting kids learn to manage their own technology in an increasingly digital world. Well, joining us now for more on this is the study's author, Joanne Orlando. Hi, Joanne. Thanks very much for coming on with us tonight. Look, banning cell phones in schools seems like a no-brainer, but what did your research actually show?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Now, we want children to learn when they're in school, and the obvious thing about mobile phones is that they distract students from their learning. Another reason that's often given by schools is that removing phones will help to reduce cyberbullying. So in terms of the research and what that really shows, so it's my research along with my team's, is that, first of all, cyberbullying normally happens outside of school hours. So once children leave school or they're at home. So that's where over 90% of bullying actually occurs. So by removing mobile phones from the classroom, it's not necessarily getting at that issue and going to reduce that issue. And the other issue is around distraction in class. Now, we all know, you don't have to be a school student to know this, that if you're sitting there working with your phone right now, it's very, very easy to be distracted. And we don't want children in their maths lesson, on TikTok all day instead of listening to their teacher. So one of the issues that schools are trying to get at is that students are being distracted by their phones in class. And that may be the case, but one of the bigger things that came out of the study is that having phones in classes doesn't actually have any impact on a student's grades. So the study looked at students before the ban was in place and then a year later, so quite a substantial amount of time.
So is that they do get a wee bit distracted, but they still are able to concentrate in between times? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. So they still can get distracted, but when they tend to use their phone, it's not when the teacher is instructing, it's when they finish their work and they've got that few minutes of waiting, or the lesson is finished and they'll pick up their phone and walk out the classroom door. So when they're using it, is not actually in the very heart of the lesson.
OK, you've also identified there could actually be some benefits to have kids having their phones there and learning how to manage technology. Can you tell us more about that?
That's right. One of the biggest issues that's been identified by the psychological associations is problematic phone use. And it's been identified as an issue that's impacting not only children learning, but worldwide in terms of productivity. So right now we're losing around $96 billion globally in the workplace because people are picking up their phone so much. So it's a major issue. So it's something that children actually now need to learn quite early on. They are learning, and we are all working in very much a digitally saturated world. So we really do need to learn the skills of how to study and how to work and stay on tasks when we're actually surrounded by screens. So we don't want children, as I said, scrolling on their social media instead of learning. But if schools are going to ban phones, then there still needs to be that education that takes place.
Yeah, we can't ban them everywhere, can we, Joanne? Hey, thank you so much. Really fascinating stuff. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much.